my dear students. Welcome back to our online class. I am Anju Sharma, your English teacher. Today we are going to study the exercises of chapter number 4. The name of the chapter is Meeting Miss Trotwood, and this video is for class 5, Meeting Miss Trotwood part 3. Children, as you know, in first and second part we have completed our summary of the chapter, word meanings and explanation. Now this is part 3. Today I am going to teach you the exercises. We are going to discuss the exercises. So let's begin our today's class with true false. Now children, I would like to request you to open your book at page number 59. Making connections, quick answers. Question number 1. Put a tick against the sentence that are true and a cross against those that are false. Our first question is A. David had a comfortable journey on the way to his aunt's house. Can you tell me, children, is this sentence is true or false? Well, this is false. Why false? Because David had faced so many problems on the way to his aunt's house. So that's why this statement is wrong. Our second sentence is David was neatly dressed when he introduced himself to his aunt. This is also wrong. Why? Because David was neatly dressed. No, it is wrong. When he introduced himself to his aunt, his clothes were very dirty and his hat was crushed and he did not comb. So means David was neatly dressed. No, it is wrong. So this statement is wrong. Now come to third. David's aunt had never seen David before. This is also wrong. Why? Because David had seen her. She came there when David was born. He did not remember. His mother told him, when you born, your aunt came here. At the time of your birth, she was here only. So that's why this sentence is also wrong. Now D. David's aunt recognized him the moment she saw him at the gate. No, this is also wrong. No, she couldn't recognize him. Why? Because he was in very dirty dress. So that's why he couldn't recognize him. So this sentence is also wrong. Now come to D. David had an unhappy life up to the time he came to his aunt's house. Yes, this is true sentence. True. David had an unhappy life. He lived with Murdstone and his sister. They both ill-treated him. And that's why his life was unhappy. This statement is true. Now come to number F. David did not want to live with Murdstone ever again. Yes, this is true. This statement is true. He did not want to live with Murdstones. G. David's aunt was happy to be David's guardian. Yes, she was kind-hearted lady, decided to take his custody and he became the responsible guardian. She was the responsible guardian. So that's why this sentence is true. David's aunt was happy to be David's guardian. H and last one. At Canterbury, David's aunt drove away without looking up because she was glad that David was away to school. No, this sentence is wrong. His aunt was not happy that time. So this statement is wrong. So children, see, first one is wrong, second again wrong, Third, C, wrong. D, wrong. E, right. F, right. G, right. And H, wrong. I think this is clear to you. So our next topic is question answers. Let us discuss our question answers. Reference to context. "Oh Lord," said my aunt, and sat flat down in the gate in the garden path. "Oh Lord," said my aunt. Now David is saying, said my aunt, when she saw him, she said, "Oh my Lord, oh Lord," and sat flat down in the garden path. Why? Because David was in very poor condition. David was in very poor condition. His dress was not up to mark. His shirt was dirty and his hair was not combed, so that's why she couldn't recognize him. So on the base of this line, we are having some questions. Our question number 1 is, where was David? Answer is, David was standing next to his house, next to his aunt in her garden. So is it clear? David was standing next to his aunt in her garden. Now our next question is B. What was the name of David's aunt? Well, the name of David's aunt was Miss Betsy. Miss Betsy Trotwood. Children, see the spelling of Betsy. B-E-T-S-E-Y. Trotwood. T-R-O-T-W-O-O-D. Trotwood. Now come to C question. Why did David's aunt sit flat down in the garden path? Yes, she did not expect that the dirty boy standing in front of her was her own nephew. Next line is third question. The school I now went to was better in every way than Salem House. Salem House. Salem House, it is mentioned here also. Salem House, the school where David was sent by the Murdstones. The school I now went was better in every way than Salem House. The school which now I went to was better. Means Salem House was not a good school in comparison of that school in Canterbury. So on the base of this line, first question is, which school was better than Salem House? Yes, as I have explained you, the school at Canterbury was better than Salem House. Answer, the school at Canterbury was better than Salem House. Next, our B question is there. Who sent David to the better school? Yes, you know, David's aunt. What's the name of his aunt? Miss Betsy Trotwood sent him to the better school. Miss Betsy Trotwood sent him to the better school. Now a C question. Where did David board while he was at the better school? Where did David board? David stayed, answer is, David stayed with his aunt's old lawyer. You know who was old lawyer? Yes, Mr. Wickfield, while he was in Canterbury. So our answer is, David stayed with his aunt's old lawyer, Mr. Wickfield, while he was in Canterbury. I think these question answers are clear to you. See now, our next question is question number 4. Question number 4 and 5 is on the screen. Question number 4. Now again the next topic is there. Read, reflect and write. In that question number 4 is, what were the first things that David's aunt made him do? So our answer is David's aunt gave him some tonics. Then she heated water and made him take a bath. After that, she gave him a shirt and a pair of trousers belonging to Mr. Dick, who was staying with her. I think this is clear to you. Now come to question number 5. The villain of a story is a character who tries to harm the main character. Name 2 villains in this story. Give reasons stating why you think they are villains. So our answer is Mr. Murdstone and his sister are the 2 villains in this story. They both are the villain of this story. Mr. Murdstone and his sister are the 2 villains in the story. What did they do? They ill-treated David and made him work in a factory instead of sending him to school. Clear? Once again, I repeat, Mr. Murdstone and his sister are the 2 villains in the story. They ill-treated David and made him work in a factory instead of sending him to school. Clear? Our next and 6th question is, how did David feel when he first went to school at Canterbury? How did he feel after 2 weeks had passed? Our answer is, David felt strange when he first went to the school at Canterbury because he had not been with companions his own age for a long time. 2 weeks later, he had settled down well and was quite happy. Clear? Now our next question is, what kind of person was David's aunt? Give examples from the story to support your opinion. Answer is, David's aunt was good, kind, strong and very bold. She was very bold, she was very kind, good and very generous person, very generous. She took him under her care and stood up for him against the Murdstone. She sent him to a good school. She sent David to a good school and made sure he had comfortable living quarters at her lawyer's house. So our answer is, David's aunt was a good, kind and strong person. She took him under her care and stood up for him against the Murdstone. She sent him to a good school and made sure he had comfortable living quarters at her lawyer's house. So children, we have completed our question answers. Now see children, here is a time for your assignment. And your assignment is, do all the exercises in your mulberry notebook. If there is a space given in the book, you can write there only. Otherwise, remaining exercises you have to do in your mulberry notebook, especially for question answers. All the question answers you have to write in your mulberry notebook. Number 2 is, learn and write word meanings in your mulberry notebook. This also you have to learn the word meaning first, then you write it in your mulberry notebook. So learn and write word meanings in your mulberry notebook Do all the exercises in your mulberry notebook. Okay. So I hope, my dear students, you have understood all the exercises very well. Thank you for watching till the end. Soon we will meet in another video class with the remaining exercises in part 4. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Take care. Have a nice day. Bye.